Today is Tisha B'Av. Jews around the world are fasting and mourning the destruction of the temple that actually occurred 1953 years ago. You know, normally when you have mourning, you begin with the most intense period, 7 days of mourning. Then you go to 30 days, which is lesser mourning. Then you go to 11 months of Kaddish, then to the year. And you gradually go back into normal life. But when it comes to the destruction of the temple, we begin with the 3 weeks, which is the more lenient period of mourning. Then we came to the 9 days, more stringent. Then the week of Tisha B'Av. And today's the ultimate day of mourning when we sit on a low stool and we fast for 24 hours. Because we're trying to go from the happiness of our lives and feel the pain of the loss of the temple and the exile and the suffering of the Jewish people for thousands of years. But it's not just about mourning a building that was destroyed. It's about destruction in the world around us. To think about all the tragedies, all the misfortune, all the evil in the world, all the human destruction, and even in our own lives, the mistakes we've made, the failings, the choices that have brought harm to us, to our families, to our loved ones, and to others. But the message of Tisha B'Av is not to remain on a low stool, mourning and sad. The message of Tisha B'Av is that it's also a holiday, because within the destruction lies the potential to overcome the destruction, to rebuild our temple, to rise back up again, to rebuild, to take the brokenness and transform it and transcend it, and to bring joy where there was sadness and laughter where there was pain, and to take the tears and transform them into a joyous song. And this is what the Jewish people have been doing for thousands of years, and most notably in our generation, where after the greatest tragedy of the Holocaust, we came back to the land of Israel, and Jewish communities around the world are growing and thriving. Rabbi Israel Meir Lau, chief rabbi of Israel, is the epitome of an example of the symbol of the Jewish people. His parents perished in Treblinka. He and his brother survived Buchenwald at the age of 6 and became the chief rabbi of Israel and built a beautiful family and became an inspiration for millions of Jews teaching Torah and rebuilding the Jewish nation. And he tells a story that at his bar mitzvah, when he came to Israel, he lived in Kiryat Machkin, and he was 13 years old. He had come as an orphan, and the whole community came out to celebrate his bar mitzvah because he had no family. And as he was getting ready to go up to read the Torah, there was an elderly Jew, Moshe, who read the Torah every week in the synagogue. And when he saw the synagogue was full, he was excited that he would get to read in front of a large group of people. When he came up, they told him, no, there's a bar mitzvah this week. There's a boy reading, Rabbi Israel Lau, the little boy, Israel Lau. And the man got upset. He said, what do you mean? I prepared all week. No one told me there was a bar mitzvah. I finally get to read Torah in front of a large audience. And you're going to deny that to me? It's not just. Rabbi Lau said he looked at this man. He knew he was a Holocaust survivor. He knew he had suffered so much. He had nothing in this world, no family, no wife, no children. All he had was this Shabbat morning when he read the Torah in front of the congregation and got some validation and some recognition. Rabbi Lau said, my heart went out for him. And I turned to the Gabbai and I said, look, I'm a young man, I'm a little boy. I'll have many opportunities to read Torah and to teach Torah in public, God willing. Let him go, let him read the Torah. And he said, this was the first mitzvah I did as a bar mitzvah boy. I let him read the Torah. He says, thank God I've had many opportunities to read and teach Torah in public to large audiences. And I look back at the day of my bar mitzvah, and I have so much pride and joy over the fact that I helped rebuild his broken heart and give him the opportunity to experience some joy. Tisha B'Av is the saddest day, but at the same time it's a holiday, because when we see sadness in the world, it means that we have an opportunity to wipe away the tears and to rebuild broken hearts and to restore families and communities and strengthen people and help one another. And that's the ultimate message of Tisha B'Av, to take the sadness and use it as a catalyst to look around and say, where can I rebuild, starting with my own life, my own family, but ultimately throughout the community. There are so many opportunities to help others, and the ultimate joy comes from transforming and transcending the darkness and creating light where there was formerly pain and darkness. Let us make this Tisha B'Av a meaningful day that will bear productive fruit in our lives and the lives of others. And then our fasting and our mourning will not have been in vain.